All right, what's up, guys? Welcome to our next lesson on desaturation. Or sorry, not desaturation, hue and saturation. So if you don't remember, hue is the base color of whatever color you're working with, and then saturation is how intense that color is. Or sorry, how intense that hue is being presented, right? So the maximum saturation something can be usually comes from the purest hue, right? So if you have blue, for example, right, like this blue here, that's gonna probably be pretty close to your maximum saturation of blue. But then if we add a little bit of black to it, if we add a little bit of white to it, if we add a little bit of red to it, or even more, like to desaturate something even more, add a little bit of orange to it, right? That's gonna decrease the saturation, right? There's no real way to increase the saturation besides adding the original hue, but it's really like it's almost impossible to get back to that original hue if you have something else that's kind of like what is it, muddying it, right? Or like blending it. So anyway, for this lesson, what we're gonna wanna do is, same as always, we're gonna wanna use hue as a way to create spatial contrast, right? So what that means is if I want this character in the front, then I'm gonna have to make this character the most saturated character. And then everyone in the background, including the background, is going to be more desaturated. And the further back they are, the more desaturated they are, right? So we have this character in the front who's gonna be very saturated, and then this character is probably the next closest one, so decrease the saturation a little bit. This character is gonna be slightly more desaturated. This character is gonna be slightly more desaturated, and then this character is furthest in the back, so they're gonna be very desaturated. And then the background is most likely gonna be pretty close to gray, right? Because it's the furthest back. Okay, so that's my plan for this, and that's what you're gonna want to do. Your image, whatever's in the background, is going to be desaturated, and whatever's in the foreground or in the front is going to be highly saturated. All right. Again, the most difficult thing about this is, and I mentioned this in the color theory lesson, the most difficult thing about this is making sure that your hue does not change too much, unless you're really trying to desaturate something. Okay, you don't want to turn your blue into a green per se. You just want a more desaturated blue.